Hey y'all, it's Dina. Yes, this is the shortest my hair has ever been since probably the day I was born. No, I didn't intend for it to look this way. I relaxed, told the girl to cut my hair, shut my eyes, and woke up with no hair. So the good news is in about 2 weeks it'll be grown back out because of all of the vitamins that I take, right? And all the protein. So that's the, just get the glamour stuff out of the way. I also apologize because this is being done in my car and I'm driving, so for the most part I'm going to be looking down at you because that's where my phone is. And otherwise it would be on my computer, but I don't have time, quite honestly. I'm on my way home from work now and I have an essay to write when I get home and get that submitted. Not to mention I've got to stop on the way home to get something for dinner, and then, put sandwiches together after I get home. So, anyway, this is the only time I have to do a video. So, let's see, updates. I haven't talked to you guys since Vegas, and had an absolutely wonderful time in Vegas. Got to see and do things, see people do things that I wanted to do and see, and my husband went with me. Many of you met him, John, and so the two of us got to go out and do some things that we wanted to do together too. We had a day on either side of the actual conference, so I was able to really spend time with him, and that's what we wanted to do. Next year is our 25th anniversary, right around the time of Vegas, right the month before. So next year we're going to do it as an anniversary trip. Maybe do a renew our vows at one of the little hokey chapels. Maybe invite some of you guys to join us, and so we'll play that by ear, see what happens. Then when I came back from Vegas, the last year or so, last year I was in the hospital, 2011. With a bowel obstruction. Was there for about a week. They didn't operate. They just put me on bowel rest, which basically means I was on IV fluids for a week and precious little else until things opened up and the obstruction relieved itself and I was able to be fine. I hadn't had much problem, but really haven't felt well, if I was being honest with myself. And while I was in Vegas, I was okay, but had noticed over the last, weeks to months before the surgery I just had, that I had a little bit more restriction than I guess I really was used to. But, I especially am the queen of rationalization, and so I could always rationalize it. Oh, I ate too fast, or oh, I ate too much, or whatever. So I didn't do anything about it. Well, the day that the 11th, June 11th, right? This is not July 11th yet. Yes, June 11th. I had been sick over the weekend, had thrown up a couple times after a meal. Again, I rationalized it. Well, June 11th, I went to work. It was a Monday. And ate breakfast, which for me was a packet of instant oatmeal, no problem. Went down, no problem, no restriction issues whatsoever. Then about lunchtime, so halfway through my day, we had a catered lunch. They had little finger sandwiches, and when I say little, I mean really little finger sandwiches, and a crab cake or something like that. So I took a bite out of a crab cake, which was not excessively dry or anything, not a lot of bread in it, and I took a bite or two of this itty-bitty sandwich piece. I'm talking no more than an ounce of food. And instantly I knew, I chewed it well, but instantly I knew something's not right. Just excruciating pain right here, dead center of my chest. And so I was like, okay, something's stuck. But why is something stuck? Because I didn't eat that much food, and it wasn't that dense, so it was nothing that should have gotten stuck. So I started within probably, 5 minutes of that meal. I was out of the room, told the people at the table, I don't feel good, something's wrong, and started throwing up. And I threw up for the next 4 hours, literally at least every 15 to 20 minutes I was throwing up again, to the point it finally got to be dry heaves because there really wasn't that much food in there to begin with. But I became dehydrated. I was pale, white, lips started, how you get when you get dehydrated. So, you guys know I work for a surgeon, and I told the program director, I said, I don't feel well. I think something's stuck. She said gastric bypass as well. So I said, I think something's just stuck, and it's just, it's got to work its way out. Well, about probably 2 hours into this 4-hour episode, she said, I think maybe you should go to the emergency room because it shouldn't have lasted this long. For me, it never lasts that long anyway. And I said, I really don't want to. I think it'll pass. But, she said, no, I'm telling you, as your supervisor, you have to go to the emergency room now. All right, so I get prepared to go to the emergency room. In the meantime, she's texting our surgeon, our boss, telling him he was across the street seeing patients in the office, and she texted him and told him what was going on, and he said, no, get her to the clinic. I'll start some IV fluids on her, and because it sounds like she's dehydrated, and we'll see if that'll work its way out. So I go over there, and he looked at me and said, okay, you need to go for an x-ray. Sent me downstairs, they x-rayed me. By the time I got back upstairs, all of this happened fairly quickly. By the time I got back upstairs, he said, I don't like what I see. I think there's some air in there. You may have a hernia. Definitely got something obstructed. There's a kink in there where it shouldn't be. I said, what? All of this is hitting me like it's all foreign language. And I said, what are you saying? He said, you've got to go to the emergency, or not the emergency room. You need to go to the operating room. I'm like, what? Are you serious? He said, of course I'm serious. Now, this man never really jokes anyway. And he said, of course I'm serious. Here, look. So he's showing me these pictures. I don't know what the heck I'm looking at. I'm a nurse. I'm not a radiologist, So anyway, he described it all to me. Next thing I know, they've got an IV in my arm. I'm calling John going, hello, I'm going for surgery. You might want to come on over here. So anyway, long story short, they take me to the operating room, clip the adhesion, which was the issue. Fortunately, there was no hernia. And now 3 weeks later, I'm doing fine. Today I noticed I ate, had a chicken wing and a couple bites of some black beans and rice for lunch, and I filled up a little quicker than I really wanted to. Well, a lot quicker than I wanted to, but it was almost that uncomfortable feeling again, and my stomach was hurting, so I'm really hoping that I don't have any more issues and that I'm just still healing and that kind of thing. Tried to go back to work at a week post-op, which I did with my gastric bypass, but at a week post-op from this surgery, I was just too out of it, couldn't do it, so they ended up giving me 2 weeks off. In the meantime, I had sisters. One sister came from Georgia to visit, another one from North Carolina to visit, pre-planned. That was planned before my whole episode. I was able to go out and spend some time with them. So, anyway, it's been a stressful 3 weeks on top of other work stresses, which are working themselves out, I hope, and also the stress of, I've started school full-time, so I'm full-time work, full-time school, lots of new responsibilities happening, and I'm just pooped. And on top of it, had this surgery in the midst of all that. So, anyway, just wanted to give you guys an update. Life, it really is good. But that's why I've been absent since Vegas and really hadn't said anything. And I had a ball in Vegas. Had an absolute great time. Just haven't had time to post, other than I have gone on Facebook. But I haven't had time to really get caught up on any of my videos from YouTube. Both watching them, making them, all of that. So I apologize, but thanks for hanging in there with me and all of your well wishes and concerns and all of that. Now, I do want to update you. John, many of you that met him in Vegas or just know about him just in general, because he's my loving husband, he just got his approval for gastric bypass. I think it came through Friday, and he wasn't in a rush to get it scheduled because of his work schedule, so just got him an official schedule today, got him on the books. He will go for his pre-op, I think on like the 15th or 16th of August, his choice, and his actual surgery date is August 21st, so that's just your update for him. He's going to have laparoscopic, hopefully, that's the plan, laparoscopic Roux-en-Y gastric bypass at the hospital I work for with the surgeon that I work with. So how cool is that? No, I won't be in the operating room. Don't want to be there to view that kind of thing anyway. And, you know, I get to be the wife this time and not the nurse. So it's going to be fun. You know, he's a little stressed, I think, and probably a lot more so because he's seen my journey. Not that it's been a bad one, but, you know, I've had a couple of bumps in the road now. Nothing major, but still, you know, a bump is a bump is a bump. So as I'm driving over bumps in a parking lot, you know, speed bumps in a parking lot. It's kind of funny. Anyway, just wanted to update you guys. Thanks for hanging in there with me. And if there are any questions, you got any specific questions about any of the things that went on with the hospitalization, go ahead and ask me. And if you follow me on Facebook, hit me up there, Dina Waskowitz, Dina Klaus Waskowitz on Facebook. And you might get me quicker there than you do on YouTube. Okay? I'll see you guys soon. Bye.